Hey everyone, welcome. I am MisterBo, and in today's video we have a lot of information about future content coming in Destiny 2. This information comes from TheEcumene over on Reddit, who, thanks to data mining the PC version of Destiny 2, found 26,000 audio files and went through them and picked out the ones that hint to future content in Destiny 2 or old content from Destiny 1 making a return into Destiny 2 in possibly one of the new expansions. Now, I'm not going to be playing the audio files in this video, but I will talk to you about what they say, so if you want to listen to them for yourself, you can go ahead and click the link in the description below. That will take you to his Reddit post, and there is a link on there that allows you to download all these audio files for yourself. So before we get into the actual details, I will say there's a lot of spoilers here, so if you don't want to know anything about what could be possibly coming in the future of Destiny 2, click off the video. You have been warned. So let's start off with DLC 1, the Curse of Osiris. We know it's coming in December. We've heard some leaks from Kotaku about the lighthouse making a return as a brand new social space, and in these audio files, that is indeed confirmed. We have an audio file from Cade6, who says the Vex have taken over most of Mercury, but there's still the lighthouse, head back there. There's also a load of other audio files from faction vendors who talk about the lighthouse as well, all but confirming that it is going to be making a return as the social space in the Curse of Osiris DLC. Along with that, we also know we're going to be seeing an old vendor return from Destiny 1, who is more than likely going to be located on the lighthouse, and that is Shiro 4, the Exo Hunter who was located on Felwinter's Peak during the Rise of Iron DLC. Now, of course, with the Curse of Osiris, we're also going to be seeing Osiris, and he is going to be a brand new vendor, and from these audio files, it seems like he is going to be located on the tower. Now, if I had to speculate, I would assume he is first going to appear at the lighthouse, and as you make your way through the expansion story, eventually he will make his way over to the tower as a permanent vendor there. We then have a couple of lines to do with the second DLC, the Rasputin themed DLC that we assume it's going to be, and these are from Lord Saladin, who's pretty much just saying that you shouldn't trust Rasputin. And that's all we have on that, so we'll have to wait for more information on that. But it is interesting to see that we'll see more of Lord Saladin other than just as the Iron Banner vendor. Maybe he will become an integral part of the second DLC, and maybe we'll see someone like Lady Ephraim take the place of Lord Saladin as the Iron Banner vendor, like we did in Destiny 1. From there, we can then talk about the two new locations that are mentioned in these files. The first being Ganymede, which is a moon of Jupiter. And again, these audio files come mainly from the faction vendors. For instance, there's a voice line from New Monarchy who says, you're interested in helping us on Ganymede, obviously hinting at this being a patrol location. Now, Ganymede, if you aren't aware, is actually the 9th biggest thing in the solar system, and as it's a moon of Jupiter, it could heavily tie into the 9. We could be seeing some more story information about them, or maybe we're sent out by Osiris or someone to explore Ganymede and learn more about the 9. The second location is The Myriad, and what we can tell from the voice lines is that this is something that's going to be up in the sky and maybe is a ship or something that is on the edge of the solar system. Again, we have voice lines from the faction vendors who say if you go to Myriad and you do some stuff there, you will be rewarded. Again, hinting at this being another new patrol location. Could we possibly be seeing 2 patrol locations per DLC, or is this stuff going to be staggered out through DLC 2, 3, 4 and beyond? We also do get a voice line from Myriad saying that it is occupied by the Vex, so that is going to be the main enemy there. Could this be in the first DLC? We know the Vex are going to be sort of the main enemy there with the Curse of Osiris, so this could be a smaller patrol location next to Mercury. We then get a whole host of voice lines from the faction vendors referencing old locations in Destiny 1. Like the other voice lines I mentioned where they talk about going to these locations and getting rewarded, they mention the Cosmodrome, Mars, Venus, the Dreadnought, the Reef and even Phobos. Now, we know in the Curse of Osiris DLC we're going to be going throughout time and space. Could we be seeing these as sort of flashbacks? We're going to be returning to these old locations that we're familiar with in Destiny 1, or are these just going to be put in as brand new things that we can go back to as either free content or in one of the DLCs? Of course, this stuff could all just be scrapped cut content that was originally going to be in Destiny 2, but they decided against it, and they never really developed it any more than just some voice lines. But from there, we can then move on to the events. Now, we have some information about future events that we're going to be seeing, returning events from Destiny 1. Firstly, we know the Dawning is going to be making its return in the second season, but we also have voice lines talking about Crimson Days maybe coming back in the third season, and a brand new event called the Renewal Event, which could be the summer themed event in season 4. There's 2 voice lines for the Festival of the Lost, which we know is not going to be coming back this year, but we could be seeing a return of that next year and Halloween. And there's also mention of SRL coming back with Marcus Wren possibly being the brand new vendor. So it seems like each season is definitely going to be tied to one of these new events, like we're seeing with Season 2. Obviously they're going to be changing some of these events. For instance, with Crimson Days, they can't really do the Crimson Doubles game mode anymore as PvP is now 4v4. Maybe we see a Crimson 4v4 kind of game mode, or they completely rework it and add in something completely brand new. Now the last bits of information I'm going to be talking about are kind of story related. We have some information of what could possibly be a brand new Fallen house called the House of Dusk. We hear a voice line from the future war cult vendor who says, "I've long predicted darkness worship. I did not expect the House of Dusk." So maybe we'll see a Fallen house that worships the darkness. We then have a voice line from Ikora Ray, which we aren't too sure if is already in the game or not, that says, "What if there was a fourth energy? Void, solar, arc, and what? I sometimes tire of all these threes." But as I mentioned, a lot of people are saying this is already in there since launch. But I think we are probably going to be seeing a fourth subclass at some point in probably the big expansion next year. Like we saw with the Taken King, they introduced 3 brand new supers. Hopefully we'll see that again in the 3rd expansion, whether they are still Void, Solar and Arc and there's just a brand new one in one of those, or if there's a brand new energy and we have a brand new super focused around that energy. So that is all the information from these audio lines. There is some other audio lines talking about maybe future characters' deaths, but these things seem to be scrapped because they're already in game and don't mean anything. So I'm not going to mention them here just in case they do become true. I don't want to spoil major things like that for you guys. But let me know what you guys think of this stuff. I will also mention there was reference to Prison of Elders in some of these audio files, but Bungie has come out and said that things like the Prison of Elders is just leftover content from Destiny 1. You do see that a lot in sequels to games. You'll just see a lot of content from the old game in the new game's files for some reason. So a lot of this stuff could just be old Destiny 1 stuff, or again it could be scrapped or cut content from early on in the game. We do know Destiny 2 was delayed by a year, so maybe we saw a repeat of Destiny 1 where they had this awesome storyline but something just wasn't working, so they scrapped a load of stuff and started fresh. That could be the case here. There is a line that mentions that now Goal is gone, you now need to go and fight Tenebrae. Tenebrae is the Latin word for darkness, so maybe we'll see more of the darkness in the future. There's a lot of stuff in these audio files. Again, there's a link in the description below to the Reddit post if you want to go and listen to this stuff for yourself. As more information comes out from these audio files, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, and I'll be making videos on specific things from some of these files that I think is more important to just make a video on its own for. But in this video, I just want to let you guys know that there are 2 new locations possibly coming in the future, maybe some old locations as well, and a little bit of information about future events and the upcoming DLCs. So let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff. Would you like to see these 2 new locations? Would you like to see the old planets return? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video or if it's helped you out in any way, feel free to give the like button a big old hug, subscribe for more Destiny 2 content and coverage, boop that bell to be notified when my future videos go live. Hopefully you guys have an awesome day, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.